Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. I hope that actually caught all of that. I might have gone a little bit early, but yeah. So welcome back. It is the second day of what is now the start of my new streaming schedule. I realized I was like I should just wait until next week to post it since it's a repeating schedule because then it will technically be the first week of the post. It'll make sense when I post it, but it's technically the second week. But when I actually post it, it'll look like it's the first week. But yes, great stuff all around. We're so excited. Today we have just a few things from Reddit. I found this Wikipedia article called Unusual Articles on Wikipedia. So it's just a list of a bunch of weird things. So I kind of want to just pick one. Every Tuesday that I do a web browsing stream, I want to look at one of these articles. And then I have some interesting, funny kind of videos. And then a new video from WillyMac, that WillyMacShow. So, gonna check that out as well. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling good? I'm kind of just trying to decide on where I want to start. That's kind of the thing. So I guess I'll start with the unusual articles, let people kind of come in. This gives it a little bit of I think that's a good way to start these Tuesday streams, is it gives people a minute if they want to come in. So Wikipedia unusual articles. I'm going to read the intro and then we're just going to pick one at random. So that redirects here. Of or over several million articles in the English Wikipedia, there are some articles that Wikipedians have identified as being somewhat unusual. These articles are verifiable, valuable contributions to the encyclopedia, but are a bit odd, whimsical, or something one would not expect to find in Encyclopedia Britannica. We should take special care to meet the highest standards of an encyclopedia with these articles, lest they make Wikipedia appear idiosyncratic. So true. If you wish to add an article to this list, the article in question should preferably meet one or more of these criteria. So these are the criteria that they use to decide if something is an unusual article. Let's see. I looked at a couple of them already, and there's some pretty good stuff on there. Some of them are a little bit more obscure, I guess you could say. Ooh. There was a piece of the headphone that came off on my ear. These things are like falling apart. They're like foam. And I felt it flake off. I thought there was something in my ear. Okay, we're okay though. That scared me for a second. I thought a bug got in my ear because I was just outside before I started the stream. Scary stuff, but we're okay. Now put that in an unusual article. That'd be a good one. Headphone flakes? Okay, so the criteria are: the article is something a reasonable person would not expect to find in a standard encyclopedia. The subject is a highly unusual or ironic combination of concepts such as cosmic latte, death from laughter, etc. The subject is a clearly anomaly, something that defies common sense, common expectations, or common knowledge, such as Burr Tawil, Market, Phineas Gage. See, I guess I know what Phineas Gage is. That's the guy that got the pipe through his face. Snow in Florida, etc. Okay, I don't know what these ones are, but Burr Tawil. Area of land along the border between Egypt and Sudan, which is claimed by neither country. Oh, interesting. That is weird. I don't know if that would. I guess I'd need to look into it to see if it's an anomaly, but interesting enough. Just a little foam flake in the ear, yep. Happens to all of us, right? Right? Please? Oh no, that one lost a subscriber. How sad. It's okay. Weeding out the bad apples. It's fine. It really doesn't mean that much, but I'm just glad to have it going up consistently over the months. That's what matters. If all of a sudden I dropped down below 1,000, then I would cry myself to sleep. So let's not let that happen. But let's continue. The subject is well documented for unexpected notoriety or for an unplanned cult following at extreme levels, such as ample mansion is a symbol shown a pedestrian prior to so it's the German crossing symbol. I kind of like it. It is kind of fire. Or all your base are belong to us is an internet meme based on a poorly translated phrase from an open. Okay, yeah, that's just. See, I guess this one is. I feel like this would fall under like unnecessary because it's like this is too specific. This could be like maybe like a subsection in a greater article about like the actual game itself or something. They think it's ridiculous that you'd get a foam flake in your ear, so they unsubbed. I guess it's not relatable. Damn. Happens to the best of us. The subject can be a notorious hoax, such as the Sokol affair or Mary Toft. The subject might be found amusing, though serious. So it could be okay. I get what they're saying is that it's unintentionally funny. The subject is distinct amongst other similar ones. The article is a list or collection of articles or subjects meeting the criteria above. Interesting, I guess. The breast-shaped hill. So yeah, it starts with places and infrastructure. I find those to be kind of the least interesting. So that's why we're just going to do a hard scroll and see where it places us and pick a random one. Okay, so it went to animals. That's interesting, whatever this is. Boiling frog. Despite the metaphor, they won't really sit there and let themselves boil to death. I mean, kind of interesting. Cat-dog relationships. Okay, this is interesting. The depopulation of cockroaches in post-Soviet states. Since the beginning of the 21st century, the rapid disappearance of several types of cockroaches have been observed in Russia and other post-Soviet states. Various factors have been suggested as causes of their depopulation. Honestly, I don't like to give a lot to Russia, but it sounds like a plus. Since the beginning of the 21st century, the rapid disappearance of the mass depopulation of cockroaches has been observed since the beginning of the 21st century in Russia and other countries of the former USSR. Observers have noted, I like that they put who. They're like, which observers? The material near this tag possibly uses two vague attributions or weasel words. Yeah, I guess we would like to know who. Have noted a rapid disappearance of various types of cockroaches from cities and towns in Russia. Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Moldova, and Belarus. However, no such depopulation has been observed in larger Russia megalopolis megalopolises. Sorry, I like never see that word written out. Megalopolises. God damn. Almost had I was almost here for like a whole hour just trying to say that. No such depopulation has been observed in larger Russian megalopolises, such as Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Nizhny Novgorod. Scientists from Chelyabinsk and Yekaterinburg. It's so much easier when you're reading stuff in your head and you don't actually have to think about the pronunciation. But they have suggested that the Oriental cockroach should be added to the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. So there are some suggested explanations, such as usage of plastic bags to store domestic waste and the discontinuation of rubbish chute usage. Captain makes me super chat to remind him. Fun poll. I'm sorry. It's not that I forget. I remember it up until we get to the actual stream. Because I'm thinking, what's the poll going to be? What's the poll going to be? And I can never come up with good ones. So give me a minute. Let me finish reading this. Maybe I'll do something about this. Just give me a sec, though. It'll come to me. They pop into the head as I'm streaming. Thank you so much for the $2, Rum Tum Tugger. Let me give it a like. My nickname is Domestic Waste. Transitioning from antiquated roach management methods such as egg yolk and boric acid to newer poisons and methods may have led to more effective depopulation. Usage of modern construction material may also contribute to the phenomenon. The population of cockroaches might have been reduced due to their purported ingestion of unsafe substances. However, cockroaches were noticed to disappear even in the houses where such construction material were not used. The emergence of pharaoh ants who compete with the cockroaches for food and may even feed on them. The ants will feed on the dead cockroaches. Ozone holes may also lead to abnormal chronobiology in cockroaches. Internal competitions between cockroaches may decrease the number of cockroaches. You know, this is somewhat interesting. I don't see how any of these could contribute to like a noticeable decline. Like, I understand that they're talking about certain aspects that would contribute, like, through like human intervention, I guess. But I feel like the usage of plastic bags to store domestic waste and the discontinuation of rubbish chute usage, like yes, obviously that would help, but I guess it's maybe it's more so maybe it speaks more to the amount of cockroaches prior to these innovations. That's so metal, just having cockroaches everywhere. Hey, it's just the way it be sometimes, you know? What are you supposed to do? I remember when I was a kid, I lived in Texas for a little bit, and when I was in Texas, I saw the biggest cockroach I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty big bugs at this point, you know, some big scorpions, cockroaches, some different stuff. But this cockroach was legitimately, and I was a kid, so obviously it looked bigger to me then. I was like, the thing's huge. But it was probably like, you know, it was pretty fat. And I was like, that is disgusting. I'm never going in that room again. It was just in the house. I was like, someone should get that before it gets me. Big old cock, so true. Something was eating the cockroaches. It was the pharaoh ants. The pharaoh ants love eating cockroaches. And like, yeah, I guess I don't study bugs, so maybe their populations are able to be affected by very minimal very minimal differences. I guess this isn't necessarily minimal, like the discontinuation of rubbish chute usage. I do like this. Cockroaches may have migrated out of their homes to other, more suitable places. Maybe they decided to go to the Caribbean. They wanted to go on a little, you know, little holiday. Just a thought. You don't need to be so rude. I grew up in New York. I grew up in New York City, so I've seen the biggest roaches, rats, and bed bugs. I'm glad I haven't seen any big rats. We don't have rats by me. We have a lot of field mice, so you see them around quite a bit. But I mean, I guess the all the stray cats are getting fed, you know, so it helps on some level. But not those rats you see sometimes. Those are those are just competition for the cats. Those aren't food. But interesting enough. Interesting enough. Obviously, there are some better ones in here. Um, oh, I should have read the Goblin Shark, but we'll obviously get through some better ones at some point. This was just a quick little taste, just to allow people to also come into the stream. So yes, let's get into it. I might also just kind of choose from these two, but this was the first one. Whatever, whatever. I have other stuff. We have other stuff. Look at this. A message from I don't know how to say this name. Is it just Joyce? Joyce Mentia? To the Peruvian Ministry of Culture. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Joyce? Okay, but the international investigation continues into this unknown humanoid species that lived alongside our ancestors near the Nazca lines, a prestigious world-class university. A prestigious world-class university. Which one? Just know that it's world-class. Is preparing a genetic study using the access I provided to the information on the Nazca tridactyl beings. It is a tremendous responsibility and a privilege that I have accepted for the sake of their rescue, protection, and global recognition. Do whatever you want against this case, gentlemen of the Ministry of gentlemen of the Ministry of Culture of Peru. A lot of ofs right there. You are not going to stop this collective, multidisciplinary, and international effort. Keep playing with dolls and lying to the new government. A very powerful surprise is coming soon. There it is. It's real! Oh. That's the actual name of the college, a prestigious university. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go to college, so I wouldn't know. Hadn't heard of that one before. It's the one across the street from Princeton. They have football matches all the time. What can you say? You guys think it's real? Real? Oh, there we go. There's our there's our silly poll. Is this alien real? Is this alien real? And should I put a timestamp in the poll? Just yes or no. I guess it's not an AI. It doesn't specify it's an alien. I should just say it's a being. This being, this unknown humanoid species. Sorry. Is this being real? Yes or no? Show this next time someone says they don't believe in aliens. Oh my god. Who could have seen this coming? Where did they find this? I do like this guy. I just noticed this fucking guy with the full camera rig standing behind him, but he's still got on all the medical equipment. Like obviously, it would be necessary in this instance to keep yourself like clean for so you don't contaminate the being or whatever. But just this idea of like I don't know, it just looks so funny to me. Just this whole setup. He's just like, don't worry. Okay, can you move a little bit to the left? Here, let me get an overhead shot. Is this being real? We got 30% said yes, 70% said no. But only 10 people have voted so far. Get your votes in now. Gonna let this go for one more second. I like that you can just tell too that it's like, is this just like they have the light set up? Well, I'm trying to like. I guess this does look kind of like like it could be a medical facility a little bit. Got some locked cabinets. That seems like an excessive rig for what they're filming. I think it could have been done on a tripod. I mean, to be fair, it was right. Like what we're seeing was probably just done on a tripod. There's actually a second guy that looks exactly like this, and that's the angle we're from. That's actually what it is. There's two guys with this exact rig just walking around in this room. Okay, we're gonna end this poll off just so it doesn't get confusing. Once I move into another, is this being real? And it's Asmongold. Is this being real? I find it hard to believe. I don't know. So let's end this poll real quick. So sorry, the no's have it. We don't think this is real. What do we think? Plaster? Just a little like sculpture? Clay sculpture? But look at its toes. These are so realistic. Three people voted yes. Hey. Prove to me that it's fake. That's right. You can't. It's real as fuck. You can't prove that it's fake. So you don't. Who knows? It's up in the wind at this point. Up in the air. Who knows? Up in the wind, it's gone. Forget about it. Who cares? Let's move on. Yeah, it's all backlit too. Well, that lighting is for this guy. It's better lighting for him. I added this. Piers Morgan talked to Nick Fuentes. I added it to a playlist of stuff I want to talk about on Saturday on a members stream. Become a member if you're interested. But Asmongold nods and laughs at a video of Nick Fuentes praising Hitler, claiming the Jews run the world and the blacks, I don't know why they added blacks here, and the black people. I guess they're just trying to quote exactly what Nick says. Nick Fuentes does use the, and it's funny because him and Charlie Kirk actually had a beef. They were beefing pretty heavy. The good old boys beefing. But they both say blacks. And there's a clip, literally, it's so crazy. There was a clip of Charlie Kirk in the same sentence. Well, I guess not the same sentence. In the same paragraph, whatever, talking about the same thing in the same instance. He says blacks, and when talking about black children, but then says white children. He doesn't say whites. And it's just like, it definitely feels like there's some that was intentional. Just saying. But Nick Fuentes, as always, I mean, what do you expect? But I think that at this point, we have to just also accept that Asmongold is he's an extremist and a bigot that should have stuck to gaming, where that kind of stuff just flies under the radar. You know what I mean? I have no idea when anyone's live anymore this month. Just remember, I'm live. Oh my god, I closed it. I'm live every day. Oh my god, where is it? Oh no. There we go. I'm live every weekday, forever now. That's the goal, at least. Obviously, there will be some stuff there, but I'm live every weekday at the same time. But Asmongold nods and laughs at a video of Nick Fuentes praising Hitler, claiming that Jews run the world and that black people should be in prison. While his chat gives praises, he'd previously mentioned that his streaming with Nick was not a matter of if, but a matter of when. And they did do he did moderate for a debate with Nick Fuentes before, so it wouldn't be like the first instance of them talking. They have had communications in the past, but at this point, like, I was just reading his chat. I honestly don't even know what Asmongold says in this clip. I'll be trying to pay a closer attention now. But I was just reading through his chat, and most of it is literally just people saying, based, Nick is right, oh, finally somebody says it, oh, the gotchas don't work when somebody's based. And the whole thing is, yes, a gotcha doesn't work in the moment when somebody feels no shame. But what we hope is that what they are saying is like abject to the opinion of the majority, and that will be enough to not even necessarily shame them, but be enough to sway their opinion in some way. And the shame is just derived from the inability to change their opinion, and then feeling like people are coming down on them in an unfair way.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
One of them.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
Well,
Stupid. Literally, Hitler was a drugged up conspiracy theorist. Like, I get why the people that like him. Like, it makes sense, you know what I mean? But it says more about the people that praise him than it does actually about him. Because we see things more holistically than they did at the time. Yes, you can talk about, oh, Hitler was a good orator, and like talk about stuff like that. It's just so ridiculous, because yes, that was what he used to aid in his propaganda efforts, and to manipulate the German people on some level, because it's not like everybody knew what was happening the entire time. Obviously, I think that there's a decent idea on some level about the war efforts, but obviously you're going to hear what your government wants to tell you, and in a time when they are only getting what their government wants to tell them, it's a little bit more complicated. But regardless of any of that, that doesn't make Hitler it doesn't make him cool. Even if you wanted to talk about him as like as a leader in some way, it doesn't make him cool. He was a fucking loser. We know this. That's just a factual statement. My audio's low? Or is this audio low?
To be honest.
What the fuck is up with Reddit? Why is Reddit the worst?
this is the problem, you see.
Oh, their audio's so low. Spam me after this video so that I don't blow out your guys' eardrums with the next video.
It's a bit like when you just say, I'm a racist. You're a racist who thinks Hitler's cool, but you're not anti-Semitic.
You're a racist who thinks... So I'm going to just run it from the top, so sorry. It was very quiet. Very, very quiet. Let's get it going.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and just look. Based, yas, based, capital based.
One of them.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
People saying, LOL, based.
To be honest.
This is the problem, you see.
LMAO, LOL. This guy said, "What a fucking loser." So this guy, see, that's the thing is, I think that there's probably some people that might have been going like, "What the fuck is going on right now?"
It's a bit like when you just say, I'm a racist. You're a racist.
Well, here's the thing: is Nick is a troll. I think Asmongold is a troll too. But at the end of the day, it's like, what are you actually pushing for? And I didn't know this. Apparently, people were talking about this. Apparently, he used like a neo-Nazi, like white supremacist shooter. I think he was a shooter. He used like his World of Warcraft name as one of his characters' names when he was like early on or something. Like a lot of ridiculous stuff that just shows that he's a bit more extreme that he likes to put on. At least in the edgy sense, and I think that even in that, like it ends up fueling the true extremists, and that's the issue. But all these people are just being, yeah, how is that based? See, there's a few people in here that are yeah, dumb take. Oh yeah, I forgot this interview happened. What the fuck? How are people typing based?
Racist who thinks Hitler's cool, but you're not anti-Semitic. If you're a Jewish person watching this, what are they thinking? You think...
Bro, we didn't shift the Overton window. We burned down the house.
Can I just say that Asmongold feels like one of the most dense people ever, purely because all he does is he'll laugh at stuff, act like things are stupid, and then quote like a basic like political theory and stuff. It's just like the most basic shit without actually explaining. Let's see if he explains what he's talking about.
We burned down the whole motherfucking neighborhood. Oh my god.
Because the Overton window, because again, I'm not a genius on this stuff, but the way I understand it is it's just like it's like the pushing of radical ideas as if they are like popular in a, it has to do with the like scaling of radical concepts and the ways in which you push policy in that. But I think it's just weird to, like, yes, Nick Fuentes' whole thing is trying to like inundate his crowd, his viewers, with these ideas. Like, you know, it is quite literally like fucking subliminal messaging in a sense. Like it's a drip feed that just ends up making you a weird racist. And a racist in the true sense. Because again, I think that we forget about this, where a lot of people act stupid and they play stupid and go, I'm not a racist, I don't hate different races. And it's like, no, but Nick Fuentes legitimately believes in like race realism and believes that white people are superior to other races, and just like on like, and not, and even in like the most simplistic way, which is like even like more stupid. Because if you want to talk about like statistics on like IQ averages and the reasons for different like you know, the systemic reasons for different things like that as well, that's like a conversation to have. But instead, it's just used to fuel preconceived notions. He's gay, supposedly, and hiding that. I saw Tucker Carlson saying that. I almost called him Cucker Tarlson. Good old Cucker. You know, that's not that bad. He's not the cucky. He's the cucker. Get it, Tucker. Get it, Carlson. Another piece of shit? Interesting. He's literally Eric Cartman. He kind of is. He is like, he'd be a perfect South Park character, for real.
This is crazy. Yeah, this is nuts. I saw another clip about this too, with no insurance. Yes, and no survivors. And all or nothing. No. There's another clip about this too. Here we go.
This is where you talk about Jews, women, and blacks.
I've seen it. You've seen it. We've all seen it.
Just take a listen.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks.
And look, all these people just saying based. He put it. This person put it's always them. Nick is a role model for classic Andes.
Need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
People are tired of being called racist. They're going to call you one over minor disagreements. Then we just become numb to it. Call me racist? Okay, I don't care. There's a difference between not agreeing with and not arguing with the idea of you being racist and just saying, okay, I'm racist. That's fucking stupid. That's actually just so stupid and proves that you don't have like the mental, just the mental ability at all to have this kind of conversation. No, it's actually insane. And Asmongold's just like, what? He's just speaking his opinion. You thought you had him in a gotcha. And I will agree that Piers is dumb for thinking that it's as easy as just showcasing people's wrong perspectives. Because yes, it is like being, it is a fire that is like being fueled by these different voices, and by just showing it off to a greater crowd isn't going to suppress it in any way. You need to have like meaningful pushback, and that's why I want to watch it in full. But we'll probably do that on Saturday.
And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Man.
Okay.
He's just nodding.
Would you like to clarify what you meant there?
That's all true.
Yeah, see, some people are, it's just so weird the way that Asmongold's been able to like kind of hide his, it's just like, because there's so many people in his chat saying based, but there's like there's a few of them that are like, yeah, I don't care for this dude. Like you just keep seeing it like kind of peppered in through all of these different based. It's just crazy that there does seem to be like this idea that he's just a centrist who's trolling. I don't know, man. Why does Piers even platform Nick? Like, I think talking about it is okay. Having certain conversations about particular perspectives that are relevant in the current, like, you know, zeitgeist or whatever makes sense. But just bringing up old clips or bringing up other, it's like he lacks a level of relevancy for that to matter. So it's not worth like putting him up. Like, but if you wanted to just showcase these clips and not give him even a chance to respond, I mean, I think that would probably do it a little bit more justice because yeah, he's just gonna say, yeah, what's wrong with that?
The old media technique of shaming people doesn't work when they're not ashamed. The entire shame apparatus has failed.
It fails until again you get banned. Nick has somehow weaseled his way back onto these types of platforms like YouTube and Twitter, and I don't think he's necessarily making money off of them. But what he's doing is he's getting viewership through it. He's like siphoning, it's a funnel. He's funneling people to his website, to his streaming stuff, to his videos, and so it's like, obviously it doesn't matter in the short term, but it will matter to him as soon as he gets completely like banned from stuff again in some way. When he gets his fucking bank account shut down again or whatever the fuck he always bitches about and keeps bitching about it again. Because yeah, it never matters until it does, right? Nick's like, look, I'm back. It's like, do you not remember a few years ago when he was like, I got kicked out of an airport. I can't go to this airport ever again. It was like wasn't it like one, I'm saying airport, but wasn't it one airline or something that banned him? And he was just like, I can't fly. It's like, you're not the first person to be banned from an airline.
It's falling apart. It doesn't work anymore.
That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
This is where you talk about...
The way he says it!
blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is such a fucking fake laugh, too. Like, what? Like, actually, what the fuck? Oh my, that's the way he says it!
Yes.
Oh wow! So we're already, yeah. Jesus, guys. So we're already in a whole different world now. We are all the way in a different world. And yeah, he's okay with women shutting up. I mean, Pierce is okay with women shutting up. I think a lot of guys are. So the gloves are off, yeah. And the thing is, bro, when we watch, maybe tomorrow, maybe we watch.
Rooting for you from Finland.
I think a lot of guys are fine with women shutting. When's the last time you've talked to an actual woman, Asmongold? Like, legitimately. When's the last time you had an actual conversation that wasn't at, like, a register? Like legitimately. Just so crazy.
Yeah, Asmongold has been... We gotta do a stream. Does he want me to reach out to him?
I think that we might have to wait till next year for that one. I don't know if Twitch is ready for that one yet. Now, I will say it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But I don't know if when is sooner than later. I know the position that I'm...
Because what are you going to do if you bring him on? Are you just going to platform him and then go, oh my god, that was so crazy, wasn't it, guys? Some people believe that stuff, huh? Stupid. This is what Asmongold is all the time.
I'm in.
He really is just a living Wojak. Cucked, cooked, and clipped. It's just crazy. I can't believe people think Ethan and Asmon are friends with this kind of shit he pulls. Yeah, it's just... it's so weird because I understand... You don't have to associate with everybody that like agrees with you on certain topics. And this is a perfect instance of it. Asmongold has aligned himself with Ethan, but that doesn't mean that they are in collaboration in any way. He's just aligned himself on a certain perspective. I imagine he would probably be completely, they would probably differ on a lot of opinions, but like the difference with a lot of the people that are in Hasan's orbit is exactly that they are in an orbit. They quite literally all talk about not just the same topics, but about like the little kind of the goings on between the different people. But it seems like that's starting to tear. It's splintering. Asmongold, more like Almond Joy. I kind of like that. Might have to start calling him Almond Joy from now on. Asmon is just an opportunist. The enemy of my enemy is a friend. That's what Asmon is to Ethan, lol. But I don't even think Ethan's ever like utilized that as like a friendship even, has he? Like what have they actually, I think that it's literally just been like Asmon on Twitter, right? But yeah. And then Rakai finally responded, I guess, to Cutie Cinderella, and this shit, oh my god. I keep seeing these different responses from all these dudes, all like from I can't remember his name, from Ty Lil, that's it. From Ty Lil, Rakai, there was a few others. But it's just like, guys, just shut the fuck up. Like legit, just shut the fuck up. This shit is so stupid. Like first off, people were trying to make this shit out like she was being racist. And I said it in the last stream, I don't particularly care for Cutie Cinderella. I find her energy just feels off to me. It doesn't feel genuine. But that could just be a poor reading on my behalf, who knows. But I don't think that the joke she was making was racist in any way. I think she was joking about the fact that bro just got banned for fucking stealing from a store. But Ty Lil came out too and like defended himself for acting like an absolute like, come on, bro. Just stop like you're hopping up and down on it. I know he's your boy. Like I know you and Kai Cenat are real close. But hop off. Straight up hop off. Don't be such a dick rider. It's the Mormon glaze. Is that what it is? Cutie Cinderella used to be a Mormon. Maybe that's why she's so good at it. That could be part of it. But legit, it's just like, bro. Yeah, he's 16 or 17. He shouldn't have even been allowed to attend, in my opinion. That is a good point. The fact that Rakai, like, I did forget about that when I was talking about it the first time. And then I thought about it. Okay. Should I have come down so heavy on him because he's under 18? And then I thought about it for a second longer and went, fuck no. Who cares? Like you know the saying, right? It takes a village or whatever, you know that whole saying. It's like we can all have an opinion on it. I'm not saying he needs to get thrown in prison for life, but it's like, bro, you did something fucking stupid. Stop trying to lie about it and try and come out like it's okay, like shit's cool, because your lie doesn't even work. So let's hear it. Let's hear what he has to say about Cutie Cinderella's racist comment.
Question. No. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? You wanna know what I was?
Thank you so much, Rum Tum Tugger, for the one gifted. Thank you so much for the gifted. Thank you so much for the gifted. I cannot do it fast enough. Thanks so much for the gifted. How does Ninja do it? He must be. I mean, he is a pro. What can I say? But sorry, let me run it back from the top. Thank you so much, though, Rum Tum Tugger. I really appreciate it. Truly, the holiday season.
Question. No. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? You wanna know what I was gonna say?
Okay. Oh god, it's super loud now, huh? I fucked it up again. You guys didn't remind me. You're supposed to spam me, remember? Is your Dan racist? Possibly. Who knows?
Listen, bitch.
But remember, okay, so you heard that part. Remember, this is, I don't know if this is the next day. Let's say it's the next day. Who cares? He had a night to sleep on it, to come back, and this is his response.
I'll say, listen, bitch. What's the coolest dick you ever sucked? Get the fuck off my dick. That's what I was gonna say. Wallahi, I was gonna say that shit to her.
Bro really said wallahi. Dog. Bro really said, dude, that's so cool. You were gonna call her a bitch? Cool. So not only are you a lame, bro, you're also a coward. And you know, I thought about it. I've said this a few times, and I don't think I said it when talking about the streamer awards stuff, like with Ty Lil, and just like the whole situation. And it truly is cornball activity. And that's the thing I think we need to remember. Never be a cornball. It's just corny. It is. It's tough stuff. Hey, he just has to show that he's a man. I never let a woman disrespect me. A woman wants to step to me? It's not gonna happen. Nick Fuentes would love this. He'd love this situation. But I don't think he'd watch this. I don't think he'd watch this stream. Comparing racism to misogyny, bro is clueless.
Her face, bro, in front of everybody. But I had to just sit down and think. I'm black, petite, sit the fuck down and chill.
I also don't know why he called himself petite. I mean, get it, King. Snatched.
I was gonna say that shit. I was like, bitch, what's the coolest dick you ever fucking sucked?
Like, oh, bro, you should have said that shit. Oh, you should have said that. Like, bro, okay. Like I'm saying, even if you think that that would have been the dopest shit to say, all you're saying is that you were a coward by not saying it. Because he's saying, like, that's what I was going to say, but then I cooled down. No, what you're saying is, wouldn't that have been so cool if I said that? Or do you think that it would have been wrong to say? Because I don't know why you would bring that up at all, even if that was, like, the first thing that came to your head.
Ugly bitch to her. I was gonna say that. But I just calmed down, bro, and you know,
Okay.
and like, you know, see why she
Real calm.
even said that shit. Cause whole time, now I get it. Like, she said it cause, you know, I got banned for giving that girl flowers.
No. Bro said it like he really hit that shit like, then I realized, oh, it's because I did steal stuff.
But she didn't really understand is that whole time.
And here we get into the fucking, this excuse is so stupid.
I have my consistent,
My consistent. Why did they give him a platform? I told my consistent. Bro.
my assistant tell the lady.
We need to hear it one more time.
I have my assistant tell the lady that she never bought it, she put it back, but that wasn't on camera, so, But
what? Oh, you had your assistant tell the lady to put the flowers back. So you basically just pranked some lady for no reason. Brought up her mood, made her think that she just got flowers, and then made her put them back. You didn't even say your assistant put them back. You said you made the lady put them back. That's fucking crazy. This is what's wrong with anyone who wants one having a platform. Yeah, I mean, you can't just give anyone a platform, right? Maybe we need tests. Should we start testing streamers? Should you need a streaming license? Everyone keeps acting like these jokes that were made through the whole show weren't based off specific events or memes, even if they were bad jokes. No, and that's kind of the thing. Like, acting, it's okay to think it was a shit joke. That's fine. It's okay if you went on the stream afterwards and you were like, bro, that shit was so lame. I'm never going to one of those again. That was the dumbest stuff. That was the dumbest event I've ever been to. That's a completely valid, justifiable perspective to have. In the moment, it's corny. It's super corny to be like. And when they played the India love clip after Ethan was giving India some love, after he gave her the shout out, I was just like, oh no. I had wondered if he saw it, and then they pulled it up of her having her Kanye moment saying that Rakai should have gotten the award over Mizkif. Sorry. After Adapt. Sorry, they're all the same to me, right? Every streamer just kind of melds together at the end of the day. Um, I'm a virtual consistent. That's my job. It's a real thing. Okay. You know, I'll never hate on a hustle. I failed so many kids like this in my 4 years as a teacher. Hey, that sounds like you were a good teacher. Can't let them all pass. It is interesting though, because I knew a kid that I was in 7th grade. I went on to 8th grade. He stayed in 7th grade. I went on, I promoted to high school. He stayed in 7th grade. I think I got to sophomore or junior year and I saw him. I think it was junior year because I saw him and I was just like, bro, what grade are you in now? That was like what I had to ask him. And he hadn't been in school for like a year. And I think he was still in the 7th grade. So he had repeated the 7th grade up until he was like 15. And it's like, bro, you're about to drive yourself to middle school. I think you just got to call, you kind of have to call it quits at that point. Work towards a GED and find a good labor job. You know, put in those hours and you'll do some good. Promoted, LOL. I was trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that's what they called it. I remember they said that. Promoted to high school. They're like, it's not a graduation. Hey, it's sad, but we each have something that we can give to society. Some people it's physical, some people it's mental, some people it's social, some people it's we all fit these different we're all cogs to this machine. Tear down the system. Yep, just get that GED and a job. Yeah, it's kind of all you can do at that point.
Fucking bitch!
And then he freaks out. Amazing. You know what, Rakai?
Shut up, bitch!
That's what I have to say to you. Because, yeah, like, if you don't find the jokes funny, cool. But also, who cares? Yeah, most of these events are unfunny. Even when they are funny, they're pre-written jokes that were created by, like, a room full of people that aren't even, like, the phrasing that the person who's saying them would normally say them in. Like, good, like, it literally just is about the presenter. And the other thing is, too, getting upset about, like, everybody that went ooh about saying Kai looks like P Diddy. Like, I get it, it's a community thing. You don't coming from outside the community is a thing, but it's like, bro, you are like the biggest streamer in the world. You are one of the biggest streamers in the world. Everybody understands that this is like a relevant topic. And Ethan said he doesn't look like P Diddy. He hasn't looked at him side by side. I wholly disagree. There's this split image. Even Kai Cenat's own mom said that he looked like Diddy. And everybody loves to say that, oh, it's racist to say that. Oh, it's not, because they're both black. You can see similarity. This is a terribly low resolution photo, and they're also at different angles. But there's similarities in their nose, their smile, their eyebrows are slightly similar. It depends on the image, but their eyebrows are similar. And then the whole thing was about him cutting his hair. It made him look more like Diddy. But people were saying that before he even cut his hair. Yeah, so maybe hire a comedian. That was the other thing. Getting streamers to host it, to host the event. Why just hire somebody? I understand you might be on a little bit of a tighter budget. Yeah, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I mean, that is a good point too. If you hire a comedian, then it's not like it's going to be that much better. Have you guys talked about the Taylor Lorenz tweets? She's wildin'. I have not seen the Taylor Lorenz tweets. Taylor Lorenz. Do. Taylor Lorenz deletes tweets too much. I tried to click on one of the tweets that first popped up, and it was literally like, "Oh, sorry, it's this tweet's been deleted." Tweet and delete are too close. They're too similar sounding. Is it on the Reddit? Well, while I'm trying to find this here, let's take a look at this real quick. So this is a video. This is a minute-long video. This is Booher Tech TV GoPro BOTN X 12v12 Ukraine versus Israel 60 FPS. So this is, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Booher. It's a medieval fighting. They'd hate me in this game. I'd be coming in swinging. These guys look like they're like a little bit holding back. They're like trying to have fun. I'd be coming for the neck.
Шагом. Кирюшенька, ты нормас? Ты нормас?
Okay, I found the story that Ethan posted. Sorry, deleting that. Taylor, you okay? And I have to say, Taylor is just responding in reference to what Ethan said. Because what he was saying, like, come on. We understand that Ethan was fucking being a bit ironic in his statement when he was like, nobody ever, I cannot emphasize this enough. So that's why she's saying this, but she's definitely taking it a little forward. And I think that this doesn't, it's not necessarily coming out of nowhere, these jabs, but I do think that it shows that she really is like, she's on the brink, and maybe she's been pushed over it. Taylor, you okay? I hope no one ever calls CPS on Ethan Klein again. I can't emphasize enough how no one should call CPS and report Ethan Klein for negligence and try to get his children taken away. Under no circumstances should you file a CPS case report against Ethan Klein. And then, hopefully he treats his kids better than the dog he claims he killed. There is no such thing as social media addiction. In fact, treating social media as an addiction when it's not makes it harder for users to moderate use. And the idea that big tech isn't 10,000% on board with the massive surveillance laws you're advocating for is a joke. This seems like a contradictory statement. Social media addiction is fake. First of all, anything can be an addiction if you have like an addictive personality. Like anything that like social media does affect our, you know, serotonin levels or whatever, our dopamine output. And so you can get addicted to it for sure. But then this also seems contradictory because she's saying, like, of course, the big tech is trying to create a massive surveillance laws. Wouldn't this mean that you'd want people off social media more? Like, I'm just so confused by that. She's addicted to the she's addicted and in denial. Hey, you know, she'll get there eventually. The first thing you have to do is admit that you're addicted. Read multiple studies this year where it is confirmed as an addiction. Well, like, I'm just not, like, I feel like that's pretty obvious, right? Like, I feel like if anything can be an addiction, like if you could become addicted to anything, like on some level, I think that the idea of, like, specifically social media, not even just technology, social media is quite literally the algorithms are built to get you addicted, right? Like that's kind of the whole thing. Like even beyond just anything being able to get you addicted. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying, right, is if anything can get you addicted, I think that social media is definitely a lot closer to cocaine than drawing. One may get addicted to drawing on some level, but I don't think it's as bad as social media. What else is massive? Ooh. I just know Ninja is supposed to pop on screen. It actively messes with our dopamine receptors. Of course we can. Saying social media is not addictive is a boomer take. It's just like beyond a boomer take though, because you think boomers would be the ones to say like, social media is addictive, you need to get off your phones. Like you'd think that that's what they'd say. But I don't know. It's this. I guess it's a boomer that wants to be a millennial that wants to be a Gen Z, right? Yeah, even if you don't think it's addictive, to not think it's potentially addictive is even crazier. That is a good point. How about being addicted to peak? You know, I didn't want to call you out. That's something you may need to deal with. I didn't sneeze on Taylor Lorenz. I didn't cough on Taylor Lorenz. I didn't cough or sneeze anywhere near Taylor Lorenz. I promised myself I wasn't going to make apology videos after last year's thing, so I'm just trying to be as short and honest with this as possible. He's definitely making a reference to something. Oh, this is the Shane Dawson thing, isn't it? I didn't fuck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. Isn't that what he's doing? But Nick Diorio, the good old Saint Nick, the Pope. Mass coughing event. We lost a lot of good people that day. They came back the next day. It was only a stuffy nose. I will not be surprised if the last few remaining viewers of the H3 podcast start committing mass violence of some sort. Ethan and crew is just saying incel tier nonsense at this point. Taylor, breathe. Everything will be okay. Don't tell... We got so many people coughing, Ethan. You're being insensitive again. Anyway, it's weird as hell that Ethan Klein's entire YouTube community is now saying that I should be killed. Who said that? What? And that Ethan is actively encouraging his fans to attack and harm me. This is after Ethan directly incited my stalker, too. Also, I have been coughed on, berated, and physically assaulted for wearing a mask. So it doesn't seem like it did that much. What happened? Many still masking deal with hate depending on where they live, who they encounter, in large part because of hateful ableist influencers like Ethan, who encourage fans to threaten, try, and kill disabled people. You know what I just realized? This is Taylor. Taylor uses, even if she has a real immunodeficiency, she uses it as an angle. Like she's trying to become a protected class. She's trying to find from which angle she can see bigotry. You know what I mean? The mass violence I've seen by us is a meme and someone saying, I'm disappointed. Hey, it's mass violence. You're encouraging hateful thought. It does sound like she wants a stalker. She probably thinks it will make her life more interesting or something. You are not disabled, Taylor. Having to wear a mask does not make you disabled. And that's the thing is, I think it's like those two things are not mutually exclusive, you know what I mean? You can wear a mask, you can be disabled. You can be disabled and not wear a mask. You can be disabled and wear a mask. You can be wearing a mask because you're disabled, but you can also just be wearing a mask because you're taking precautionary steps. Do we think there is a chance that she hates Ethan because of his coughing tick? Well, if they ever met in person, you know that she would think Ethan's doing it on purpose. Yeah, it is like professional victim kind of stuff. Okay, I used a mask until very recently since I was my dad's caretaker who had leukemia. And let me tell you, no one once said anything about me wearing a mask, and I live in a pretty conservative area. I mean, honestly, I don't think it was a big deal at the time because people were acting as though they were being forced to wear them. I don't think most people, like, unless they're actual like true mouth breathers or something, and that's coming from a mouth breather, congestion. But I don't think really many people actually care about wearing a mask. It's the overly political shitbags that actually care about who wears a mask. Because, like, legit, like on both sides too, because there's people that are like overly cautious still to this day. It's very few. You don't see it hardly at all. But there are a few people that, like Taylor, act as though they need to be a protected class because they wear a mask. What I see as someone outside of the USA is that a lot of people are obsessed with masks for some reason. Like it's just a normal thing. Yeah, I mean, especially like if you look at like Japanese culture, people have been using masks for like a long time. And it makes sense, you know, it's just it's slightly cleaner, right? Just the idea that you might be breathing in less fart particles. It's like it's beneficial, right? In my opinion, Ethan needs to drop it because loads of people need masks. Yeah, and I think that's the thing is he's obviously trying to criticize Taylor Lorenz, but she's trying to spin it into like cancer patients and like truly disabled people. And again, it's like using them as your shield, like to like from criticism is again ridiculous. Yeah, healthcare workers also wear masks most of their days. No one says anything to them either. She's just a wannabe victim. Yeah, that's I guess that's the actual the talking point, right? Yeah, it's the way that she weaponizes it. But yeah, it's good to make sure that again, it's like the criticism at some point it's like it loses its relevancy and you can kind of move on to more criticisms that there are to be had. Oh, but this is what I was going to show. So that was just a little taste of Boo Hurt. I don't know if I'm saying it right again. Boo Hurt. Boo Hurt?
Feel hurt.
Boo Hurt.
Feel hurt.
That is a terrible.
Feel hurt.
Behurt. Behurt. Buert.
Buert. Behurt.
Behurt.
Glad I heard it in a bunch of different ways. Behurt. Nice. I don't know. This is just an amazing. I've seen a few of this channel. This channel's genuinely kind of peak. Unarmored fencing masters versus fully armored knight. Realistic, non-choreographed medieval combat. So they're using like HEMA, historical. Oh, I forget what HEMA stands for. Historical European martial arts. That's it. I was like, is it European? But HEMA. As well as like Bahur and stuff to do some fights. These are pretty cool. Buert. There wasn't a pronunciation channel that did it. It was literally a website I had to go to. I've seen some M1. I don't think I've shown any M1 on the channel, but we've watched like MMA, Armored MMA, which is it's kind of the same thing. I think M1 might be a little bit better. It seems a little bit more like the guys seem a little bit more skilled, I guess, but I that might just be from what I've seen. Oh, thank you so much for the 6-month membership. GymKhana tier list stream, please. GymKhana. Motorsport? How am I going to do that? I mean, I'll try it, sure. As I'm going to start doing so many more streams, we're going to definitely have time to fill. So I'll add this to a list for you. How about that? I've never even heard of this. Aussie Shred, a type of motorsport known as MotorKhana in Australia and New Zealand, and is as auto testing in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Similar to autocross, the goal of GymKhana is to achieve the fastest time possible. Memorizing the course is a significant part of achieving that. Oh, is that one of the ones where they literally like do the crazy turns? I love those. Ken Block GymKhana on YouTube. Here, I'll look it up. We'll watch that after this. Ken Block? I just realized. The wind is a little much for me. Yeah, it's Ken Bone. Ken Bone to GymKhana. He's back. I know this is non-choreographed, but the knight that's fully armored has to be pulling his punches. Because if he would have come down with this... Like, a few of these I feel like would actually kill this guy if he hit him. Oh, the sand throw, it always works. Oh my god, he's killing him! He's killing him! Now kiss and make up. You guys are still friends, right? I guess they did a second side part of the fight. You wouldn't walk around in armor? You wouldn't be like this guy?
No. That's pretty cool.
Hello, I'm from the DVC class. I was told that I could.
You're going all over Reddit right now.
Scored him for what?
Oh my god, you know this was so expensive too.
Quiet. You can't carry a backpack at all.
That's so cool.
I hope you guys like it. Alright, buddy.
A little crazy. But here, let's see this. Is this what you're talking about? The Hoonigan video? Let me do this. Duplicate. Or does he have his own channel? I'm just trying to see. Wild in the Streets of Los Angeles. That's what this one is here. Let me see. Bum bum bum. I can filter this differently. I was trying to see if I could find one more recent, but they're all the ones that are filmed like this seem like they're a little bit older. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna maybe try on my own to find like some newer footage, and maybe we'll talk about it on Saturday too. Oh, he shuts down the streets in major cities and does these. It does seem really cool. I'm not a big car guy, but I am into like rally racing and stuff like that. I do think that's really cool. It's probably my favorite aspect of cars. And I guess that means I should get more into actually, like, you know, the engines and stuff. Oh no. How sad. How did he die? Oh, he died in a snowmobile accident at his ranch. That's sad, but at least it wasn't like in front of a crowd or something. It was a few years ago though, so he probably had some more recent stuff. This one was 11 years old. But very interesting indeed. Let's see. Anything up? Still no thumbnail, no title. So we are going to get into these videos that I have. They're not that long, but damn, we've kind of gotten close to time. So I might watch these. I'll watch them at normal speed. WillyMac isn't that slow. I watch him at 1.25. Why not? Just to aid in my reaction. But they deserve worse. Hasan screwed them by WillyMacShow. Let's see what WillyMac has to say. Ooh, if I can start it.
The Casey-Tron settlement has caused a catastrophic meltdown, from Denim seemingly throwing Frogan under the bus, from Hasan crashing out repeatedly.
Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is like Israel-style behavior.
It's fine because he said Israeli, lying every step of the way.
If I offer support, you won't know about it.
But I don't want to just recap her statement. I want to go through and see just how genuine Casey was being. Because just in her previous stream 6 days earlier, Casey was back to playing full YouTube videos without her even being there. They're just auto-playing into each other while she's not there. Not a single comment on any of these. Casey is playing full Mariah Carey music videos. She's receiving subs as the music video is playing. The only time she chimes in is to say thank you to the donations.
Oh my god, wait, you guys really are keeping the train going.
Before going back to being silent.
See, and like, this is the part I don't get. Why does she do it with stuff like this rather than like putting on YouTube content or something like that? Like, that would at least make more sense. Doing it with this is just so stupid because you understand like the copyright laws on this. Oh my god. And then Frogan was doing the same thing with like Kitchen Nightmares or something. I forget what it was. And she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why? Make some entertaining content. Try a little bit harder. I'm sorry, I just need to see it again. She's lazy, Captain. It's you can be lazy and still play video games or something.
Videos, she's receiving subs as the music video is playing. The only time she chimes in is to say thank you to the donations.
Oh my god, wait, you guys really are keeping the train going.
Before going back to being silent for the rest of the video.
Thank you guys. That was alright, thank you.
So either Casey learned a lot in the 6 days leading up to her apology, or we're gonna see her stealing content and end up right back in court in the near future. I also want to touch on Hasan, who didn't send Casey any financial support. He didn't even bother to send her a nice message.
I also want to make clear that I did not receive any support, financial or otherwise, from Hasan Piker. Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support.
Because I feel like people have grossly understated how much Hasan has encouraged Casey to fight this losing lawsuit. He's repeatedly called it frivolous, that it's not going anywhere.
So transparently a mechanism of bullying people through frivolous litigation. And even if the litigation doesn't go anywhere, which it won't, for the record.
When I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny, it was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and retaliate against the Kleins.
You push the narrative that the only reason Ethan wasn't suing him is because he had the funds.
He's not doing it to me because I'm a much larger content creator that can put up a stronger opposition and can withstand litigation like this.
You could have helped them and stood up against Ethan, and you could have helped them by funding them and using those funds. Again, remember, we talk about the like the positioning of power and stuff, and like the ways that the hierarchies of power when we talk about socialism, and the ways in which that the people that hold the most power are then like they should be utilizing their resources to help the people lower on that hierarchy. And Hasan doesn't do that. Just like, come on.
But most importantly, he heavily implied that he would help them out with their legal fees.
I go through this back and forth where I'm like, should I not cover this at all? But also because I know that's what he wants ultimately. He wants attention. He's like a fucking petulant child, a pathetic crybaby, a permanent victim. But also at the same time, it's like, I feel like if I don't give any attention to this with my platform, it's like, then
I do feel bad for her. She is probably feeling like the biggest dum-dum right now because she can't speak her mind and just has to take it. LOL, that must suck. I mean, it really is a situation where it's like, we can feel bad for her, but she truly did. It's like you reap what you sow. You know, you can't get yourself into this position without putting yourself there. And I think that is kind of the biggest crux in this in her whole like situation.
Then I feel like I'm leaving these people defenseless.
Yeah, you totally left her out to dry, man.
He has also admitted multiple times he wants to hurt you financially through them as if you were their legal guardian. No, I know. That's why he keeps saying like, oh, socialist, why won't he give these guys money? Trust me, if I offer support, you won't know about it, okay?
What is this face if not implying he would help Casey? So if you break down what Hasan's saying, he's saying if you have the funds that he has, Ethan can't.
Or you could take it as the opposite. It's him going like this. Wait, I'll do it. I'll do it live.
You won't know about it, okay?
Psych? What is this face if
saying psych?
Not implying he would help Casey. So if you break down what Hasan's saying, he's saying if you have the funds that he has, Ethan can't win the lawsuit, and that he's going to fund them. But what's Hasan do? Not give him a dime and continue to feign every month that he cares, demanding that Ethan drops the frivolous lawsuit.
Drop the frivolous litigation pursuit. Drop the lawsuits, Ethan. Drop the lawsuits. You know they're frivolous. You know it has nothing to do with copyright or anything like that.
Nuh-uh. Casey Tron settled and said that they weren't. Nuh-uh.
Casey will continuously talk on stream on how she might have to foreclose her home. She's tweeting out how isolated she feels through all of this. Hasan's viewers would beg him to help her out, and he'd say, can't, I'm in China.
Do you plan to address the hate campaign?
Well, and like, again, I don't mean to be like super rude or something, but she's been doing this for how long? How long has she been streaming? How have you not like created, like, here's the thing that I hope is that as I become a bigger creator, I can kind of do more in my community, if not for my community, you know, not, and I don't just mean as my community online. I mean, be able to become a meaningful voice, in my local, like, you know, local community. And so the fact that you feel isolated and feel like separated when you've created a standing for yourself in some way, if you're willing, if you're able and willing to support multiple adults, like, I feel like you could have, you know, put yourself out there a bit more, joined some clubs, stuff like that. Did you know Willie Mac was the little boy in Bernie Mac's show? Oh, I think I did. I think I heard that before from someone. Can't remember who.
Campaign against Casey Tron? What? What hate campaign against Casey Tron? Like the same people that attack me all the time? Is that what you're saying? I'm in China, man.
This is insane. But it's not all bad news for Casey. She did find a smoking alternative.
But yeah, so I got these bubbles to kind of help with the smoking. I have an oral fixation that I use to cope with my anxiety, where it's like I smoke weed. One of the reasons—
Yeah, join the local weed club, LMAO. But like legitimately, like just putting yourself out there, and I don't mean just joining clubs and stuff, but just going out. Go to the library. Go do stuff. Put yourself out there into situations in which you can make those interpersonal like connections with others. Because it's easy to isolate ourselves, even when you do have like a front end style job, you know, like working a register or something. Like we still do isolate ourselves and try and just like, you know, okay, next person, next, and just let the day move on. And that's like one of the things that I think people do complain about, but it's like it's understandable on both ends because nobody goes to their job wanting to make friends. You know, that's not the point of going. You go there to make money. At least that's the way I've always seen it. Anytime I hear people going like, "Oh, my job sucks. I hate everybody there." It's like, okay, but if you're making enough money, that's the real. As soon as somebody tells me, "Oh fuck, they're fucking me on my money," that's when you go, now there's a problem. Now that right there, that's a problem. But yeah. To each their own, you know. Some of us like to shell ourselves off. And the thing is too, I like my alone time. I'm not trying to say that you need to be a social butterfly and put yourself out there. I think that I am both the biggest extrovert and also the biggest introvert. I'm just like content, to be completely honest. In groups of people, there are times when I feel overwhelmed. My blood pressure goes up. I'm like, oh, it's terrible. But overall, I do enjoy communicating with others. But I also can sit alone for a long time. And that's a beautiful thing too. Sit in silence. Be with your thoughts. Go, no, why? You'll feel better in the end, hopefully. You'll make it out the other end. You'll make it out the other side someday. Peace and love, peace and love. I isolate myself IRL, hence the chronically online. And I mean, it is about, I think I heard Madman talking about this. I forget the phrasing he exactly used, but having like a separate community in which you can kind of interact. And a lot of people's communities are now online, and it's a good thing to have. But I do think that you should probably try and find like as many as possible, even if they are all online. You know what I mean? Just finding those different little communications that you can have, and not feeling necessarily wholly attached to one in particular. You know what I mean? Because that's like the worst, when all of a sudden you're super invested in this one creator or this one person, and then all of a sudden they turn out to be a creep or something. Now that's the worst. So subscribe to me. I'll be good forever. I have a fiance. I promise. Everything's good. Please. But I kind of went on a long tangent just to say, put yourself out there. You might like it or you might not. Who knows? Let's continue.
That's why a lot of people who smoke in general use like smoking as a way to regulate their anxiety is the breath work.
Well, do I have the perfect solution for you? Fume is the all-natural flavored air device, which are quickly becoming the leading alternatives to vaping and smoking. The best part—
Hey, being with your kid or cat isn't technically alone. My ADHD made me paranoid. Everyone hates me, LMAO. I get that feeling too, but then I remember I'm awesome. That's all you gotta do. Remember you're fucking awesome. If they hate you, they just hate awesomeness. And that makes them losers and lame. And that's the other part. If you can't find a club, start a club. put a call out there. If you live in an apartment complex and you have a little community app, put like a, hey, I'm looking to meet some people and do this kind of thing. Anybody looking to go play golf? Who wants to go to Top Golf? Hit me up. What is this, fume? What did you just call me?
There's no nicotine, no vapor, no battery, and that means there's no restrictions. You could use it anywhere. I think we all have that friend, coworker, or family member that's struggling with a bad habit. Well, Fume is the perfect gift to get them on the right track. My favorite part about Fume is that's the greatest fidget toy ever made. You can twist it, tap it. It's magnetic. You can get this base for it that's so satisfying to use. And it comes in a wide variety of flavors. My favorite is spearmint. I had this horrible habit of getting stuck or bored at work, so I'd get up and grab a snack or a 4th cup of coffee that I definitely don't need. Now I just fidget with my Fume a bit, get a little stimulant of flavor, and I'm right back to work. So this holiday season, give a loved one the gift of better habits by having them join the over 700,000 people that have switched to Fume. You use code WillyMac when you order the Journey Pack, you'll get a free Fume topper, which makes the fidgeting that much better. Again, that's tryfume.com/WillyMac or scan the QR code to start today.
My best friend is 46 and we met in trivia 4 years ago. I do think trivia clubs are a good way to do it. Because you also don't realize, like, there's like a board game club near me. Like, literally, there's a board game club where you go, or actually, I don't even know if it's necessarily a club. They have events where it's kind of like club-ish, but you literally can go and just play board games. You go and pay for a time, and then they have like a bunch of board games you can choose from. They have like multiples, obviously. But yeah, it's really interesting what you can find when you actually just like, you got to start looking. It's hard sometimes, but what you have to do is you find the districts in which there are certain things that you're interested in, and then just look at the surrounding buildings, because sometimes they won't be listed online, which makes it so much harder too. The fidget actually looks pretty fun. Don't even get it for the fume. Get it for the fidget.
Today. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this video. Just want to be clear, Hasan knew about Casey's financial struggles from day one.
Casey's the sole provider for her disabled parents. They were blue-collar workers and are now elderly and rely on her.
She's crying, begging for donations because she doesn't want to put her parents on the street.
My mother, father, and sister all struggle with disability and housing instability. They are my family and they depend on me. Just this month, like many other low-income Americans, my mother and disabled sister had their food stamps taken away. Under the current political
Adding this music is diabolical.
Climate, the future of funding for other assistance is uncertain. I cannot afford to fail them. I simply want this nightmare to be over so that I can go back to providing my family with my full support.
Hasan during this time was vacationing in China, betting on horses.
Betting it all on a horse race.
I put $1,000 on my boo-boo.
Does it sound like the boo-boo?
A little bit.
It's also just
I just love all the people going, that's not what socialism is. If Hasan, he doesn't need to care about them. And it's just like, guys, imagine how they feel though. Like, yeah, that's gotta be hurtful on some level, right? If it's like, you defend Hasan, you like Hasan, you'd consider yourself in some way internet friends with Hasan. And he kind of just ignores you and just lets you kind of fall to the wayside. It's kind of like, imagine if it was you. Yeah, you're just a chatter, and they'll go, well, I'm not interpersonally invested. I just watch his streams every day and donate sometimes. And it's just like, yeah, of course you're gonna feel some type of way if all of a sudden he just ignored you. Because like imagine if you're going through something, you put something in chat or like donate to like have him like respond to something, and then he's just ignoring you every time you bring it up. He like doesn't care. It would make you feel some type of way. Even if you shouldn't, you know, even if again that's parasocial. Like it is gonna make you feel some type of way.
just like really hard because, you know, and even like with like my mom and like my dad and like my grandparents and stuff, it's like I don't want
He would never be your friend. Hasan would be my friend because I'm cool.
them to know like how this is affecting me and like how hard this is and like how financially damaging this is.
They're lining up. Let's go. They're lining up.
Oh.
We'll do a poll as soon as they put the thumbnail up. I will do a poll today.
Go, go, go! We won!
You guys won like 30 grand.
You won 30,000 Hong Kong dollars? I don't know.
Rich, keep getting fucking richer.
It's like I need to hurry up and do this quick before my dad wakes up so he doesn't see.
I honestly feel bad for her. She probably thought Hasan was going to donate a lot. I'd hope... Here's the thing. I don't think any of them thought Hasan was going to donate a lot. I imagine their thought process was probably this, which is like the most justifiable way to do it. It's like, oh, if Hasan donates, that would be awesome. It would help me so much. I don't think that he's going to, though. But it would be so cool if he did, and it would fucking totally show Ethan. But I'm not going to expect anything. I won't expect him to. But it would, like, in this instance, it would make sense. And, like, look at all these other people that are donating. Like, a bunch of people that know him have donated. You know, people have donated a lot. Like, look, oh my God, iDubbbz and Anissa just donated $1,000. Hasan's definitely going to donate. Right? Probably not. I won't expect it. It's like, what do you do at that point?
Maybe like, I feel like I'm also kind of like hiding a lot of the pain from my family.
How much do you think I want? The money spread? And those are thousands, by the way. I want $30,000.
$30,000. You know, like my whole life, it's just been a fucking fight to get through and survive.
If we put the whole pile of cash that she had, I would have made...
If I or Gwam got sued, I feel like Ethan would donate for sure. I mean, and if he didn't, here's the thing. He wouldn't be required to. We're not saying that Hasan would be required to. But if you or Gwam got sued, you definitely feel some type of way if Ethan didn't, right? But also given the context of like what is actually going on. Yeah, it's like, exactly, if it was for a bullshit reason. If you were actually doing something illegal, it's like, oh, you might have to bite the bullet on this one. But again, Hasan is saying that these are frivolous. He's not agreeing with the lawsuits. If he were to say, hey, they committed copyright infringement, they were weird about the way that they phrased it, you know, if they want to do reactions, they should do reactions. Like, he could say all that and be like, I think the video is still shit. I think that he's doing it for malicious reasons, but I do think that they still committed copyright infringement. But I still think that he's being malicious in his pursuit of suing them specifically. Like, that could be your, like, angle. And that would be a more justifiable angle to take. And it would make sense as to why you wouldn't donate. But that's not the angle he's taking. He's calling it frivolous. I swear, these people can't even, like, lie good. It's like, come up with a better argument if you're gonna, like come on.
60 American grand. I gotta do a photo out there with the money spread, like with the racetrack behind me.
I'm so fucking sick of just surviving. You know what I mean?
Hasan won about $3,000 US, but that is still a significant amount of money to these people. That is 10% of the money Frogan raised that he's flexing in this throwaway bet. When Casey posted her settlement video, Hasan came back from his vacation in China to now vacationing in Ireland.
I'm in Ireland. We might even do a little IRL out to the pubs. This man is a degenerate, okay?
That's where he was during that? Oh, I thought, that makes so much more sense. Oh, I thought that guy had come to America. Oh, bro, he's just on he's trying to do the Speed like world tour thing that Speed did. We're gonna go drinking at the pub, bro.
The good and the bad of operating a socialist business where we have a cooperative. So it's equal say, equal pay.
Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for him helping me without providing any.
That's what makes it so funny. Like
drinking a Guinness. Hasan the type of dude to go to Ireland and ask for an Irish car bomb. They fucking beat the shit out of him.
Noah Sampson, Hasan's never actually going to risk anything. Casey complained about this in her video, and Hasan never addresses it.
You settled? And threw you under the bus, kind of? What do you mean? Under what bus? Something about your indifference, but whatever. We shouldn't talk about this, to be honest. No, great. She should have went harder. You think I give a shit? I want this legal bullying to end. You can say whatever the f you want about me. If it's gonna get Ethan Klein off your ass, go ahead.
He's trying to spin him not supporting her as somehow being support. It's remarkable, really.
She had to say, you said you will help, but did not help at all, and just use it to make yourself popular. That's what they demanded in the settlement. That's so sad. But hey, yeah, no, it's right. I'm a bad person.
He doesn't even deny that it's true. Only Hasan could do nothing and then still act like he did Casey some big favor.
Say whatever the fuck you want about how much of a fucking douchebag I am, how much you hate me in your settlement negotiations. If Ethan Klein is up your asshole, crawling up your asshole, hell yeah. You think I give a shit? What are you, crazy? I want this insane torment to end. I'm glad that Casey Tron no longer has to deal with this fucking nightmare.
He describes it as a nightmare, but he literally didn't care at all. I can't even find more than one instance of him promoting her GoFundMe. Ethan is being labeled as cruel for having Casey Tron post this as part of their settlement, but don't get it twisted, this is mercy. Ethan did not have to settle with her, and she is still able to use the remainder of her funds.
I hate when he chews gum while being on stream. I hate when he fucking gnaws on his fingers. Maybe that's why he's using the gum. He's trying to, like, facilitate. He's trying to feed his pica. Not pica, but his oral fixation.
To pay legal fees. However, everything after that is...
Like, don't get me wrong, I've had a problem with biting my fingernails like my whole life. But I have never seen someone do it so openly, like, other than Hasan. Hasan literally just fucking... He'll just sit there fucking gnawing on his thumb. With people, like, sitting right next to him.
That is going to Ethan. None of it can go to helping Denims or Frogan.
As to the GoFundMe money, to the extent there are any remaining funds after I pay my attorney's fees, I have agreed to pay the remaining funds to the clients. The funds will not go to anyone else, including Denims or Frogan, to defend their lawsuits.
And this matters because Casey raised the most money. So Hasan doing nothing has led to Denims and Frogan being screwed even more. Denims is panicking. She's posting her entire legal defense to Twitter, but in it she leaks that Frogan is likely going to settle too. Ethan posted that as far as he knows, Hasan has sent zero financial support to any of these women. At times it seems like Hasan isn't helping them because he knows they're going to lose the lawsuit. He's like, Ethan doesn't have a chance to sue me because I didn't react to it the same way.
Are you worried he will ever try to sue you? No. Why the fuck would I be worried that he would try to sue me? What can he sue me over? Nothing. Yeah, what's he gonna do? Defame me and then sue me for not suing him for defamation? What are we talking about?
This guy's so unfunny. His final comment on this topic is saying that Ethan is acting like Israel. No farther explanation.
Yeah, by the way, Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is like Israel-style behavior.
If you think about it for a second, you know exactly what he means by that. What am I watching? A Nick Fuentes broadcast? It sounds like you're just calling him a Jew.
By the way, Ethan is literally behaving like Israel. This is like
You better explain what that means. Because it sounds really weird. I really think you should explain what you mean by that.
Well, you did genocide Casey's bank account, and just like Gaza, Hasan didn't even...
God damn. I was waiting to see if they had one. I'll throw up the poll right now.
Bother to show up.
Gross. Let's get back to real shit.
That's it. He's going for it. You're going for it.
First off, I want to reiterate that I don't feel bad for Casey. Throughout this entire lawsuit, she's been nonstop stealing content, demanding that the H3 employees quit, making fun of Olivia, who felt overwhelmed by H3 snark and Anissa targeting her. It took her having to face legal consequences, and the realization that her online friends were never going to meaningfully back her up, for her to finally apologize. Let me get this straight. Your family financially relies on you. They're on food stamps. The only way out of this situation is a settlement through Ethan. So what do? You call his wife the C word.
This no good motherfucker and his ugly ass wife.
I have a feeling she's not changing, man. Moving on to Denims, we touched on her statement a little bit and how she immediately threw Frogan under the bus, saying she was gonna settle. Well, apparently Ethan knows nothing about it.
Well, Casey and likely Frogan have caved to Ethan. Why is she throwing Frogan?
Yeah.
Like, that's a sneak diss, bro. Why are you sneak dissing Frogan? That was super catty.
Is Frogan...
Or is she giving us information?
I can't talk about it. No, there's been no settlement talks or anything.
Yeah, I did find that to be the weirdest part. I don't know why she just threw Frogan under the bus for no reason. I think that does prove, though, that they are not working, like, they are not aligned and working together in this lawsuit. And it might have literally sown a little bit of disdain, but like, between them. It's fractured them a little bit.
Okay, well then that's fucking crazy for her to say. She knows something that you don't.
But then why would you say it even
That
then?
also is not
So
good.
they could donate to her GoFundMe and not bother with her.
She just wants people to donate only to her, probably.
I watched Denim's stream of her trying to explain all of this, and it comes down to Ethan is in the wrong because none of the good guys are supporting him.
Like, you
He reads every chat like a question, like a 10-year-old giving their first presentation. Me? Now I'm questioning if that sounded like a question. Aren't all chats questions? Kels, where were you? That's a question, right? It's a free-for-all since the beginning.
You have to take a look and see that, like, none of the good guys are on your side.
If Hasan's the good guy, apparently he wasn't on Casey's side either. He then claims Legal Eagle and Philly D haven't made videos on Ethan because they're scared of him.
The fact that Legal Eagle hasn't dropped a video and that Philly D hasn't dropped a video, it's not because they don't have opinions. It's because they know that if they ever
Cap'n is a doo-doo head. That is a question. No, I'm not. You're asking me. No, I'm not. That's not a question. Yes, it was. That was also a question. See, that's how this works. I'm ahead of the game. This isn't a question? Yeah, I think it is. It actually is a question. So there you go. It is a question. This isn't a question? See, there you go. It's about how you read it.
ever side against Ethan Klein, they have to deal with obscene harassment.
Wow, so all these rich content creators are just silently supporting you guys. They aren't doing it with their money. They aren't doing it with videos. They certainly aren't messaging you. But yeah, they support you. They're totally cool with your GoFundMe goal.
Legitimately, here is my point. If there were legitimate criticism, I used legitimate too many times in that, but if there are actual criticisms to be levied against Ethan, I would like to hear them. But everything I hear is just kind of like nebulous. It's so like, it's a nothing burger. It's something that's factually false, provably false, or just kind of like ambiguous and like meaningless. So I don't know. I'd really like to see some actual evidence of the claims, or of any claim actually. Legal Eagle is busy fighting the corruption in the American government, corruption that Hasan enabled. Legal Eagle is busy focusing on real stuff. We got people like Legal Mindset for this drama. Are you guys proud of me? I haven't watched Legal Mindset in so long. I have to be honest that I was genuinely starting to find him a little bit more like. It is just true that as you start watching more of his content, you start to see the cracks start showing. And there's definitely some bad thoughts there. And the last video we watched really was just off the deep end. I don't know if I posted that one as a video. I think I might have. He really said put Hasan in a shot collar. You should put prisoners in shot collars and shit. And he kept being super misogynistic, and it was crazy. That video was crazy. Nothing Burger Man? Now that's a question.
Goal not being reached. Like when you think about it, it's crazy. I would have thought Ian and Anissa were millionaires. They only sent them $1,400, which is now going to Ethan.
iDubbbz is down here on the list getting cucked with the 420. Anissa spends $1,000 to get on the top tier list. I'm sorry, but I find that hilarious. Either way, $1 is $1, and I want to thank you both.
Like, man, for these all being the good guys, they just seem like a bunch of greedy assholes to me. Ethan spent more money on security for my wedding. She talks about how her reaction was twice as long as the content knew, so the video is fair use. So I went back and watched it, and she goes 10 minutes at a time without pausing.
He's gone a little too east, yeah. I don't even know how to explain it. It is funny because if you really think about it, you're like, oh, that's why Legal Eagle. You're like, oh, that's why Legal Eagle hates Hasan. Because there's perspectives on Asian countries and China and stuff. But it's different than what you would expect. That's all I'm going to say. But sorry, let me run it back just a little bit. This is a nice little freeze frame of Willy right here.
And I want to thank you both.
Like, man, for these all being the good guys, they just seem like a bunch of greedy assholes to me. Ethan spent more money on security for my wedding. She talks about how her reaction was twice as long as the content knew, so the video is fair use. So I went back and watched it, and she goes 10 minutes at a time without pausing or...
He has some new unhinged video about breeding or something. Okay, I might need to check that out then. That sounds kind of... It's crazy, but it also is just kind of like... It's hilarious how crazy... He's just gone full mask off. Maybe he had some big case and made some money.
Saying anything.
They call him Tim Houthi Shalom.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Ethan spent more on Willy's wedding security than anyone who donated to the Orbiters. He's just a good guy like that. And I would guess, maybe not though, because I would guess that Ethan is richer than Hasan. I ain't pocket watching, but just based on the fact that Ethan has both the podcast, the original H3 channel probably has certain, like the production, H3 Productions channel probably gets certain views, not a lot, I'd imagine. But they also have Teddy Fresh, which has, I don't know if it's been like, you know, insanely lucrative, but it's definitely made them a profit. So I would assume that Ethan has more, but I don't know if Hasan has just made a crazy amount through Twitch, because that is also possible. If he's just made like a crazy amount through Twitch, I don't know. I don't know, Ethan does invest into the channel and Teddy Fresh. Hasan just hoards money. I guess when I think about it logically, like I'm thinking about net worth, so I'm like taking into account the fact that he owns the businesses too, because those would then have their own like valuations, obviously. But yeah, maybe dollar amount, maybe not. I guess that's probably true. Just because literally all Hasan does is go on trips. That's like all he spends money on, really. Certain nice things and trips, the real socialist way.
Because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on?
I'm sure he's going to present evidence of him being a Houthi.
This was her contribution.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours, ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" The meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth. With
Guys, I know for a fact that auto-translate is always good.
How could it be mistranslated? It's a fucking image. Does she think this is hieroglyphics? Braille? I don't get it. Her commentary is that she says something as a stupid statement and then she just sits in...
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hasan's clothing brand. Hasan does have his own clothing brand. That shit's garbage. Sometimes I just think about it and I'm like, Hasan is just literally like... He is a meme of himself. Like, he is a parody of himself. Like, every time I see a meme of Hasan, it's like, this is just a picture of him. I do edits to make his head smaller and do things to make it more comical. Every time I see an image of him, I'm just like, that's just him.
In silence.
Auto-translate is always good.
I don't get it. Did she...
Biting commentary.
Blue screen?
This is a take you can only have. Ethan Klein's take is one that you can only have if the Arabic language terrifies you and looking into it at all and understanding...
Wait, what?
How these Arabic words sound and translate.
Look at the fucking image on your screen.
You can only come to this position if you refuse to believe this. And you're like, Arabic. Oh God, it's so scary.
Does Arabic have anything to do with this? No, not at all. If you happen to be confused at all, the Houthi kid posted a photo for reference. Denims is just pausing the video.
So she's saying maybe they think of the word execution differently? Is that what she's saying? Come on.
Pausing the video while...
Oh no. There we go. The execution that will carry out on all Zionists, and it's this image. Is that what she's trying to say? Like that it's like, oh well, the translation, it's just the translation's off. There's an image.
Reference. Denims is just pausing the video while saying nothing. Does she think this is transformative?
To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And
based. Oh, I didn't even think about looking at her fucking at her comments. Let's look at her chat. Hamas uses butt plugs. I'm pretty sure that's what. Did Ethan make that joke? Okay, I like the butt plug part. See, the chat can't even. They like Ethan's jokes.
And
he's not good at this, lying to themselves.
Let me state the
based Z word.
Denims will let the video.
Huh? Yeah, it does kind of look like a butt plug. I'll give him that.
Video play nearly.
Cry about it, Ethan.
uninterrupted for
based. Gee, I wonder what Jewish people a Yemeni would know. Possibly the ones that committed genocide. Okay. Does that make it any less wrong? Right? Like, it's stupid.
is just pausing the video while saying nothing. Does she think this is transformative?
To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the
Denims will let the video play nearly uninterrupted for 5 or 10 minutes, and then she pauses to read her chat, often to just say that she doesn't have time to explain why Ethan's wrong. He just is.
If I sat here and explained why he was wrong for like half of these things, we would be here for another 20 hours. It's so pathetic. I don't even understand what to say about it besides, yeah, this is wrong because this. Another wrong take, another wrong take. Okay, well, I just paused it for 10 minutes. I feel bad pausing it again.
You have nothing else going on. Now, Denims definitely has the best chance to win her lawsuit because she doesn't just get up and leave. She wasn't smoking the whole time. Instead, she added commentary like this.
If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than
Whoa, the leader of the terrorist group against the so-called state of Israel is anti-Semitic? I'm so glad you were able to crack the case on this. Thank you. Okay.
This reaction is only long because she sarcastically repeats what Ethan says and just sits there with it paused. Does that constitute as fair use? It's up to a judge. But again, I think the most important part is Denim stating her intent to steal Ethan's views and revenue.
The second statement is a throwaway shill comment I said after the video before signing off. Quote, well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content. As an aside, this statement is factual almost certainly. If someone watched my coverage, they had no interest in watching Ethan's video without the addition of critical commentary and never would have. Most you can say this is a mean-spirited comment in poor taste.
Oh, so it's the Alex Jones defense. When you get called out, just act like nothing you say matters.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And none of this includes how Denims has been one of the biggest content thieves for years, just walking away while videos are still playing, play full videos without being there at all. And now she's like, guys, this is setting a bad precedent for React content.
In his lawsuit against me, he has set a disastrous precedent for our corner of the internet, and my only hope is that others in the community with resources like Ethan's do not follow in his small footsteps.
Your corner of the internet sucks. For 8 years, people have complained about how you guys steal content.
What am I supposed to do? Die? Like, I don't understand.
You ignored everyone, and now you...
Well, I don't know why he put this music underneath. I don't like it, but it really is just so. I don't know how she's going to argue this in court, because it's like in the original complaint, they outlined the amount of commentary that she made and pointed out why it didn't meet like the standard for fair use. That was basically what they did.
You got sued.
Precedent that anyone can just go after random smaller creators because they have more money than them, and no one will bat an eye, and no one will be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Watch it, dude, watch it.
Oh, it's sped up. It's a sped up version of that one, I think it's a Pink Guy song.
Wait, we like React. We like React content. Stop.
Where else was this going to end up? The bar that 95% of creators had was to simply just be there while the video was playing. Ethan set the bar even lower, where all you had to do was not state that you're stealing the video, and just still failed that. I also want to point out that Denims admits on stream that she has no idea if Rogan's going to settle or not. So why did she tweet that out?
I also know that she hasn't really made any public statements at all and hasn't really talked about it at all. And obviously Casey's already settled, and I can only assume that Frogan is probably going to, because again, she's missed the deadline, and for the guy who was bragging about, filing for default judgment.
I like WillyMac. I find his comment section to be really corny. From the river to the sea, Kaya will be free. I do think that joke's a little played out. Like, come on, guys. I think most comment sections are a little bit iffy, to be completely honest.
Last time that she had missed a deadline, it seems weird that he's just like, oh, well, I know I was bragging about doing this before, but now I'm not going to do it.
It just sounds like she's assuming a lot of this, so it comes off as her trying to cuck Frogan for donations.
I can't blame her at all for that. And so that is to say, rally behind me, okay? I will be your warrior. I will be your chosen warrior. Okay, I will be your fight.
I will be your martyr. I will be your lamb to the slaughter. This is just not smart. It's just not smart at all.
Bet they could really use Hasan's help. I wonder what he's doing.
Thank you for inviting us.
Socialism is not about charity. It's literally the exact opposite. There would be no need for charity.
Exactly.
It could still exist, but there would be no need for it ultimately, because the government would provide for you.
Well, that answers it. Denims isn't getting anything either. This is socialism. See, it's not Hasan failing you. It's the government. They should back your lawsuit. Take it to the polls, Frogan. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Check out Fume. And shout out to the homies over on Patreon. Crimson Glass Riveter, Christina Vina, Drinkobex, Necro
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Yeah, I think that, I mean, the way Luss explained it to Tony, I think that he explained it well in saying that it also makes sense from like a legal perspective that Hasan wouldn't want to help them because then he's like protecting his brand in a sense and able to maintain his like innocence in that he's not saying that they're wrong, but he's not saying that like that they're right in their actions, because if it comes out that they were committing copyright infringement, then he can like kind of just save face at that point. Yeah, Papa Gut gets a shout out in here. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta get your name out there, you know? It's the only way.
This rush.
Okay. Oh my god. This is a little something. Oh no. I remember when I was I think I was in middle school when I first heard about Synthol use. Is Synthol, what kind of oil? So what is Synthol? Let me look at it again. Synthol. Synthol refers to two main things: a site enhancement oil used illicitly by bodybuilders for cosmetic muscle enlargement, and a legitimate brand name for various over-the-top. Yeah, so it's the site enhancement oil. Yeah, it's literally just oil that they pump into certain muscles and just make it look bigger. But it's really disproportionate. It's super bad, and people have literally had their arms blow up, and people have died from this. And so this is a video from Atozy called "TikTok Bodybuilder Might Lose Both Arms for Look Maxing." Looks maxing has gone too far. The looks maxing epidemic. Be your beautiful self. You're fine. Don't think that you need to be mewing every day. You can make it work. You just have to make it work. That's how it goes. Yeah, just straight injecting oil. Well, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we have a title in the thumbnail. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't think I can read this out loud. Okay, I guess I'll read this out. I'm a fat old Jew with Tourette's and more confident than you. Okay, Ethan. That is a fucking crazy title. I'm wondering if it's gonna stay that. But I kind of hope it does, because that's pretty good. That's kind of, as the kids would say, that's goated. But what I was going to say is, I'm pretty sure the guy whose arm exploded, I'm pretty sure he just injected like vegetable oil into his arm or something. People go a little too far to try and look beautiful. And again, beauty comes from within. Everybody in this chat's beautiful. Straight up. Remember to like and subscribe. Okay, well, let's get into it.
This Russian TikTok bodybuilder injected his arms with petroleum jelly for clout. And now, years later, he's undergoing surgery after surgery to cut out pounds of rotting tissue. And the worst part is, he might actually lose both arms. Who would have thought that would have been a bad idea? Permanent.
I just saw someone said, speaking of looks maxing. There he is. Talk about mewing every day. The kids say 6, as the kids would say, 6, 7.
Skipping arm day and just deciding to fill your arms with Vaseline? I mean, come on, this is a pretty basic life test. Don't inject your arms with foreign objects or foreign substances, because unfortunately, this guy is just yet another influencer who's a prime nominee for this year's Darwin Awards. I haven't seen this guy in ages, though. I remember him years ago. Once in a while, I get some cursed Instagram post about him. Pray it was fake and then move on with my life. But unfortunately, this is a very real story. So, meet Kirill Tereshin, who goes by a few different nicknames online, depending on who you ask. Some people call him Russian Popeye because, you know, of the comparison. He literally...
Popeye had fat forearms. His biceps were actually, well, they're decent.
He looks like a Popeye character. Unfortunately, though, they're not real and those muscles don't have too much function. But other people call him bazooka arms, or just Ruki Basuki, which is what he calls himself.
Ruki Bazuki, I like that. It's a fire name right there. God damn it. Maybe I'm trying to get the Popeye build. Get skinny biceps and just get some fat forearms. You just do that all day. Oh, shout out Rum Tum Tugger for 1 gifted membership.
Yay, I got a subscriber.
Thank you for the gifted. Thank you for the gifted. I'm going to work on it. Thank you for the gifted. Popeye was hot AF. Look at him. Chad. Talk about looks maxing.
And Rugi is currently 29, but this whole thing just kicked off back in 2017 when he got out of the Russian military. Apparently, right after finishing his service in the army, Kirill got really interested in bodybuilding and specifically having huge arms. But instead of, you know, putting in the work like any normal person would want to do at the gym, he found out about something called Synthol. Now, Synthol, I haven't heard about it until I started researching this video, but it's a site enhancement oil that some body...
I've literally heard about this when I was a kid. I can't believe it's still being used, like... Like, it must come from, like, some true kind of, like... like, mental incongruence or something. I don't know. It is just kind of insane. And the risks are just so high for, like, such little gain. Because when you have it, I don't think it... Not only does it, like... not look like real muscle, I'm pretty sure it would probably restrict you in certain ways from actually building your muscle. Oh, God.
Bodybuilders use to inflate specific muscles and make them look a little bit bigger than what they actually are.
His mic looks like a vibrator. His mic does look like a vibrator. I wonder if that's intentional.
The key thing to understand here, though, is that it doesn't make you stronger at all. All it does is make your muscles swell up because you're literally injecting something beneath the muscle, so it makes it stick up a little bit. It's like the guitar trick where like you rest your bicep on your guitar for a photo, so it makes your bicep a little bigger. I'm wearing a baggy shirt though, but like, you know, the push. I gotta illustrate this. It's the bicep trick, right? See, I have non-existing biceps. But if you rest it on a guitar, wait, there's no difference. I don't have any biceps to raise. In theory, you could flatten it. And if you did have a bicep, it would push forward a little bit because it would be flattened. But you see, I don't have too much of a bicep, so we're cooked. Maybe I need to hop on this oil. Again, psych, don't ever do that. Please don't ever do that. That is like literally an awful idea. It's usually made up with about 85% oil, 7.5% lidocaine, which numbs the pain, and then 7.5.
Oh my God, sesame oil is often used in such mixtures, bruh.
Alcohol to help prevent infections. But unfortunately, Kirill here, he didn't even bother getting the actual product. He just whipped up his own homemade version, mixing olive oil with lidocaine and benzyl alcohol.
I told you, people just use cooking oil. Why? Why would you do that? My God.
Whatever ratios he felt like, I guess. And honestly, that just sounds like
he
an
just said,
life.
fuck it. He really just said, okay, whatever. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Why would you ever use the original thing, especially to that kind of degree as what he did on his 2 arms? That alone. Okay, why you would do that, that's crazy. But why you would make your homemade cocktail like that and then inject yourself with that much? Come on, that should have been extraordinarily obvious. It was only going to end badly. So I guess he just started injecting this mixture directly into his arms. At first, he used about 250 milliliters, thinking that would be enough. But when his arms only grew by 1 or 2 inches, he wasn't satisfied with the results. So his solution was to keep injecting more and more. Awesome.
Yeah, you heard of Synthol and said, wait, I'll DIY it. I mean, I guess it makes sense on some level, right? You hear about it, you're like, it's oil. They usually use sesame oil and just mix it with lidocaine and alcohol. I can get lidocaine and 7.5. I can get these things. Why do I need to buy it? I can buy that stuff and make myself a huge batch. I can make my muscles massive. Do you think he cooks internally in the sun? Possibly. His organs are gonna be delicious once he gets an autopsy.
In an interview from back then, Kirill explained the whole process, saying that in order to reach such size, you need to inject liters into your arms. I was doing it and getting a fever of up to 40 degrees.
Liters?
I was lying in bed, feeling like I was dying. And then it all turned out fine. Okay, so this is 40 degrees Celsius, by the way, because if it was Fahrenheit, that would not be a fever. We're talking 104 fever, dude. And you didn't take that as a sign to stop? Buddy. Okay. I mean, I only had 104 degree Fahrenheit after injecting my arms with some like homemade cocktail fluid I made. Like, oh yeah, I'm fine, obviously. But within about 10 days of starting the procedure,
I'd literally think I'm gonna die. I'd think that yep, this is it. I fucked up. I killed myself by accident. It was a complete mistake. Don't inject yourself with olive oil. But hey, it worked.
Kirill managed to blow his biceps from a normal size to around 23 inches in diameter. Brother, what are you doing? Like, come on. So just to put that in perspective, just from a quick Google search, most professional bodybuilders who actually train for years have biceps in the 20 to 24 inch range. This dude got to that in like 2.
Maybe he just does peanut oil like CFA. I hear it's marginally healthier. Yeah, that's why you gotta make sure that you're precise with your ingredient list.
Weeks with a syringe and some homemade goop. I don't know about you guys, but I am goop adverse, so I don't know why anyone would want to inject goop into their arms like this, but hey, whatever floats his boat, I guess. Unfortunately for him though, he wasn't done, since he said he wouldn't stop injecting until he hit 27 inches because that was his goal. And as his arms just got more and more cartoonishly large, people started noticing him. So he began posting content showing off his massive biceps on Instagram and other platforms, and the attention started rolling in. And the whole thing was bizarre enough for Russian media to pick up on it. People started sharing his posts, and then you started getting like the post that I guess I saw a couple of years ago of like, this Russian man has these crazy large fake biceps. And you're like, that's crazy. Swipe. I don't know. I never went and did any more research on.
Have they considered beef tallow? I don't think they have. That might work better. We need to see. Hey, you know, don't knock it till you try it.
I mean, it was just kind of like, damn, that's crazy. And then you move on in your life. And that's what most people's reaction to this kind of stuff is. Which is why this is not the attention you want in life, especially when it comes with this much risk. And I guess Kirill was pretty open about what his goals were from the beginning. He straight up said in an interview that he wanted to hit over 1 million followers on Instagram and then stop working entirely. Yeah, it definitely doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You can't just hit 1 million followers on Instagram and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna retire. Because you would be shocked at how little money someone with 1 million followers on Instagram can actually make. It's all about your product, and he doesn't have a product. Unless he's gonna start selling his homemade goop. Imagine, Kirill's little cocktail whipped up in...
The title's still the same. I was wondering if it's just gonna change at all.
His garage. Here in my garage, I have this homemade goop. You too can inject it into your biceps. Like, that is just, that's horrible. No. Also, finances aside, it just sounds incredibly boring to me to be 29 years old and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna retire. Like, what are you gonna do with the rest of your life? I don't know. But unfortunately, while Kirill was enjoying the attention and growing his following, medical professionals in Russia were growing really concerned about this because a professor by the name of Evgeny Lilin, they were pretty straight up and just said, hey, amputation might not happen immediately, but it's very likely if he keeps this up because this isn't good. He explained that abscesses would eventually develop, followed by...
Just put some pillows up your sleeve. Do one of those, like, get one of these. Just walk around in one of these all the time. I didn't know that these ones had a weird... Why does it have weird, like, bondage gear on it? Come on. Sorry, not weird. We don't discriminate. Why does it have cool, epic bondage gear on you? But, yeah, just get one of these. Don't they have an actual photo of the... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Amputation. Now we can get bionic arms. You know, as a kid, I always thought about that. I was like, I don't fear losing an arm because if I get my arm torn off in some weird mishap, I can just get a bionic arm. And now that's actually a possibility.
Inflammation, and that Kirill would be in serious risk of having a stroke. However, even if Kirill completely stopped injecting himself right then and then, all the stuff that he'd already put into his arms, it wouldn't just like magically disappear. That'll all stay in his muscle tissue for 5 to 7 years, apparently. That's what I found. I don't really see how all of that just goes away. I feel like that's kind of there forever, but hey, I'm no medical professional. So I guess the damage was already done and would continue causing problems for years, regardless of what he did next. And another doctor described the inside of Kirill's arms as having pathologically changed tissues that looked like jelly with insertions and said they were essentially abscesses made up of either oil or blood from vessels muscles that have been damaged by all the injections. But despite that, he kept going. He's a mad lad. Like, why? Why would you keep going? I guess because he hadn't reached his goal yet of 27-inch biceps. But of course, it gets worse because for some reason, he decided he was going to get into fighting. I guess if you're using like cartoon logic, wow, he has big arms. I guess he'll be good at fighting, except there's no muscles there because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, Synthol doesn't actually do anything for your strength. It just makes your muscles look big while providing zero functional benefit. If anything, it weighs you down and makes you a bigger target. Not to mention, you know, having the liability of a bunch of toxic fluid in your arms, that can't be good. So if someone's punching your arms and you have toxic fluid,
I'd be focused on it. That's what you do. You go for sensitive areas. In a street fight, you never fight fair.
That just sounds like even worse cocktail for disaster. So
yeah, sweet. More scar tissue to add to the old blob arms.
When Kirill, I guess, stepped into the ring in October 2019 to fight a blogger by the name of Oleg Mongol.
Oh, one life.
Winter one.
I checked a second too early. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday. Oh, never mind. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I completely forgot. Here's my new schedule. This is this week. I'm gonna post this next week because it's a repeating schedule, so it'll be back from the top. But tomorrow we have another regular schmegular stream, and then on Thursday I have a gaming stream. Friday regular schmegular stream. Saturday we have a members only stream. Become a member if you're excited for that. You want to see that. But I really do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in, all of the normal viewers, and especially all of you members. Thank you, Rum Tum Tugger, for the gifted. Thank you for the gifted. This is Captain Quasar signing off.